Yes, good afternoon. Sava here from Football Heritage TV. Hope that everybody is well. First things first, please like, please subscribe. And as you all know, I have been awarded for the Best New Content Creator Awards with the FCAs. So please do smash the vote button on that one as well. Let's stick together as a Spurs community on this one. As always, Spurs are in the news. Not anything too bad this time, but we are in the news. We shocked Arsenal, the fans that said we were going to get battered. And then coming after that, we've had Luka Vuskovic, who has now completed his deal to sign for Tottenham Hotspur and will join the club in 2025 when he turns 18. God, that makes me, and I'm sure many of you, feel very, very old. But he's only 16. By the time he joins us in the summer of 2025, he will be 18 years of age. We'll get into that. We're also going to have a look at Pierre Hoiberg. Lots of noise surrounding Hoiberg the last 48 hours. Obviously, there were the links with him to Atletico Madrid in the summer transfer window. Then on the last day, it was, will he join Fulham, won't he? Is he going to be the replacement for Paulinho if he joins Bayern Munich? It didn't materialise. It turned out that he didn't want to go there, and he's still a Tottenham player, but he's not getting game time. 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Is that enough for someone of his age at that stage in his career? We'll be looking at that. And we'll also be talking about the genius that is Ange Postecoglou, who is very, very fast, eradicating words like Spursy and Dr. Tottenham from the football dictionary. Well, let's hope that's the case anyway. Let's start with Pierre Hoiberg. Now, Pierre Hoiberg joined us in 2020. We're going to have a look at some of his details here. If you have a look on his Wikipedia page, as you'll be able to see here, I think everyone can see that at the bottom there. Pierre Hoiberg joined Tottenham in 2020. He's played 3 full seasons for us, only missing 5 league games during that time. In his first season, he played 38 games. His second season, 36. His third season, 35. And you can see this season, he's only made 2 Premier League appearances, both off the substitute bench. Not looking great in terms of having a long-term future or a plan at Tottenham Hotspur. Listen, let's give him his credit. He's been steady. He's been one of the ever-presents throughout the difficult years, should we say, in terms of the style of football, with first Jose Mourinho, who plays a very pragmatic style, Nuno Santos, no one knows what his style is, and then Antonio Conte, who plays the most boring football style known to mankind. And Hoiberg kind of fit those styles in terms of the sitting back, holding with 2 men in midfield, breaking up play and then passing forward. That was okay for, let's be fair, he's a good player, but limited is what I would say. You can see there that he's played 148 times for Tottenham Hotspur, all told, and got 10 goals. So averaging just over 1 goal every 15 appearances for Tottenham Hotspur. Before that was at Southampton. And for me, that would have kind of been more his level, if I'm honest, mid-table to bottom half of the table. For me, Fulham would suit him perfectly. Here is what Fabrizio Romano had to say about the situation. So if we look here, you'll be able to see that Fabrizio Romano overnight has said that Hoiberg's contract with his agent has come to an end. Why'd you come to the end with a contract with your agent? I think we can all smell the coffee on this one. The Tottenham midfielder is now looking for scenarios/options going forward, and the January market an option for the Danish midfielder. I, for one, wouldn't be surprised to see Hoiberg leave the club in January. I think it makes sense. What we do need to do, if that is the option and the road that we choose to pick, then we do need to bring somebody in, because you've got Ndombele out on loan. Hoiberg would have left. You've got Papa Sarr and Ibasuma, who are both going to play in the African Cup of Nations in January. So there's 2 players you won't have, depending on how long their countries stay in the tournament. So you would think that Spurs will start looking at other options. For me, a name being bandied about is someone like a Hatate, a Zubimendi of Real Sociedad, a Mikel Merino of Real Sociedad, and I will snap your hand off for all three of those players. I will snap your hand off for all three of those players to join Tottenham Hotspur. Not all three at once, but I would definitely take them. Sociedad are a very good team, control midfields. Mikel Merino and Zubimendi are a huge part of that. And Hatate, he has that Postecoglou vibe, that wonderful engine, that want to go and drive forward. So for me, I would definitely take those three. But listen, if he does go, you thank Hoiberg for what he's done. He's been a consummate pro. And unfortunately, it's just for me, it's the end of the road. And I wish him well if he does go. Off the back of that, it was announced yesterday that that Luka Vuskovic, the 16-year-old Croatian centre-back, has joined Tottenham. Well, he's signed for Tottenham and he'll join Tottenham in 2025 when he's 18. He is only 16 years of age and he's 6'4". Now, the reason that I say he's 6'4" is that's a huge thing. At this age, if you go onto his Wikipedia page, which we're going to look at now, you'll be able to see what they've written about him and that most of the people I've spoken to in football have said about this guy and why he's so highly rated in the world of football. You can see there that it says, bearing in mind, this is a guy that's made 11 first-team appearances for Hojbjerg Split. Now, I wouldn't expect any more. He's 16 years of age. Most people haven't played first-team football at the age of 16. But it does say here that standing at 6'4", Vuskovic holds an advantage amongst young players due to his height. He is notable for his positioning and his ability to contemplate the opposition's plans and act accordingly. His heading abilities are also characteristic, making him a danger to the opposition during set pieces. For this reason, he is among the top scorers among young players, even though he plays as a centre-back. Apparently, he's got imposing physique as well, which gives him an advantage, while his quick thinking and ball distribution help facilitate attacks. Now, when you read that, and the reason I read that out is all of that screams what Ange Postecoglou is looking for in his defensive centre-halves. It is the reason why Mickey van der Ven was his #1 transfer target as centre-back this summer, and the reason why Mickey van der Ven has been exceptional. I won't hear anything else about it. Mickey van der Ven is a top defender. For me, the best defender at our club. His intelligence, his positioning, his pace, his calmness on the ball. He's good in the air. I think he's an absolute Rolls Royce of a centre-half waiting to explode at the age of 22. And Vuskovic, from what I've read there, obviously we've not seen him. Anyone that reckons they've watched Hojbjerg Split play and they've seen this 16-year-old kid play, I think it's telling porcupines, but that is what it sounds like he will be as well. So let's look forward to that. Obviously, we won't see him in a Spurs shirt for this season or next season, but the season after, hopefully you've got a ready-made player coming in at a young age who's got a couple of years experience playing top-level football. Off the back of this, the last thing I want to mention in today's video is Postecoglou. Ange Postecoglou has been, we've said it before, we're running out of superlatives to throw at the man. He has been a breath of fresh air. And the only way I can describe it is he's different. He's just built differently. There was so much noise surrounding him. He's from Celtic. You know, he's only done it at Celtic and in Japan and for the Australian national team. He's got no European experience. Can he get better out of the players that the previous managers have? Well, he's not only answered those questions overwhelmingly, he's showing us more. The players he's bringing in, the talent ID has been absolutely flawless so far. The players he's brought in, Vicario's been excellent and everyone doubted him. Mickey van der Ven, can he cope with the Premier League? He's been excellent. James Maddison's been absolutely sublime. My Premier League player of the season so far, maybe slightly biased, but this guy has changed and revolutionised Tottenham. And then even when you look at players like Brennan Johnson, fantastic squad player. When you look at Manuel Solomon, fantastic squad player. And then Brennan Johnson, difficult to say. We've only seen a snapshot of Brennan Johnson, less than 90 minutes in a Spurs shirt combined. So we'll see on that one. But this guy is starting to prove a lot of doubters wrong. A lot of those football fans that don't actually watch football, they watch 3-minute segments on Match of the Day, and they think that they understand how a team plays, how a manager adopts their tactics. They're starting to get a shock as to what Ange Postecoglou football looks like. Long may it continue. This guy is an absolute genius, and I'm so happy he's at the football club. All I'll say is we'll be back later on. We'll be back at 7:30 tonight for live watch-alongs of the League Cup games. Man United versus Crystal Palace will be our main game. But as always, with Perchy, has Steve and Barry in the chat. They'll be pretending they're Sky Sports correspondents at different games, bringing you up to date with all the live scores. And you know we'll have a good laugh while doing it. So please please subscribe, and please do vote for Football Heritage TV for Best New Content Creator. Much appreciated for all your support. And as always, come on, you Spurs.